Hi friends and subscribers, I hope you're all doing well. So yesterday I did a ranking video of the Star Trek movies with the original cast. So today I'm going to be ranking the Star Trek film, the Next Generation Star Trek films. So from First Contact to Generations to Nemesis. So there's only 4 movies here. Before I start, as always, this is my opinion only. It's my order of preference. There's no right nor wrong. It's just how I prefer these films. So coming in at number 4 is Insurrection. So it's the third Star Trek Next Generation movie and the 9th Star Trek film overall. And I do like this movie, but it just feels like a long episode of Star Trek Next Generation. So, I like the film, but out of all of them, it's the one that I enjoy the least. So that's why it's at the bottom. Number 3 is Nemesis. So this is the last Star Trek Next Generation film. And I like this film. I think it's better than its reputation. And Data's sacrifice at the end, it was emotional, but it's not as emotional as Spock's sacrifice in Wrath of Khan. I'm not sure that anything can top that, to be honest. But I do like it. And it's got Tom Hardy in it as well, who's a very young Tom Hardy. And I quite like him in this movie. I mean, he's played better roles in his career, but yeah, he does a pretty good job here. So that's number 3. And number 2, I know a lot of people would have this as their number 1, but number 2 is First Contact, so the second movie of Next Generation. And yeah, it's just an excellent film. The Borg are fantastic in it. It feels like a horror movie. The Borg are like genuinely scary in this film. Yeah, it's just wonderful. It is basically a sequel to the Next Generation episode Best of Both Worlds, except in this one it's Data who gets assimilated, and you can really understand Picard's hatred towards the Borg because of what they did to him in the episode. It's kind of like the hatred that Kirk had for the Klingons in Star Trek 6. Yeah, it's an excellent movie. But my number 1, maybe a bit controversial, but I will explain why. It's Star Trek Generations, the first film with the Next Generation characters. And the reason it's my number 1, it's mainly for nostalgia reasons. I know I'm probably biased, but I don't care about any of that biased shit or anything like that. I watched this film a lot when I was younger. I had it on VHS, and I wore that VHS tape out. I played it so much. I just really like this film. I'm aware of its flaws. Especially as I'm older, I definitely recognise the flaws that this film has. But I still have very, very fond memories of watching it. Obviously, at the beginning of the film, you have some of the original cast. You have Kirk, Scotty, and Chekhov. I kind of wish that they'd had all of the original cast in the opening scene, which I believe was the plan, but most of them didn't want to take part because they didn't like the script. And I kind of wish that we'd had more screen time with Kirk and Picard, because they were only on screen together for about 10-15 minutes. I kind of wish that they'd had more screen time together. And I wasn't a big fan of the fact that they destroyed the Enterprise D. You know, I still don't understand, even today I don't understand why they destroyed the Enterprise D. You know, they could have still had it. It could have still been salvaged. I think. You know, they could have just damaged it without it being destroyed, and then they could have still kept it for the next few films. You know, I do like the Enterprise E in the other movies, but the Enterprise D is the best Enterprise in my opinion. Well, it's a tie between the original series Enterprise and Enterprise D. And the fact that they killed off Kirk at the end, I'm never a fan of that. Like, I don't think they really needed to kill Kirk off. You know, I think what they could have done is have Kirk survive, and then Picard takes him back to the Enterprise where he meets, you know, the Enterprise D crew, and then they could, you know, drop him off back to Earth in a shuttlecraft, and then have him, and then just have him retire. But despite those flaws, I actually do enjoy this film. I like, you know, that Data gets the emotion chip, and he's really funny in this film where he starts laughing, and that scene where he's playing a tune on the console. Another thing that wasn't great about the film was that, you know, they killed off Picard's brother and nephew, who we see in the episode Family. Yeah, killing them off was a big mistake. But yeah, even though it is a flawed film, I still enjoy it just for personal reasons. And I really liked Malcolm McDowell in the film as well. Not one of his absolute best roles, but yeah, I think he was really good as the villain of the film. And the whole thing about the Nexus, I always liked the Nexus plot, to be honest. So yeah, good movie, but so yeah, that's why it's my number one, just for personal reasons. I mean, if you to ask me what I think is the best Star Trek Next Generation film, it's First Contact, but my personal favourite is this one. So that's it. That's my ranking of the Star Trek Next Generation films. My next one will be the next one. I'm going to rank the Kelvin timeline Star Trek films. So until then, thank you for watching. Give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Have a good day.